Hello! A fine Monday Eve to you all as I knock things over on my desk. Get over there. Karama, good to see you as always. Welcome to the stream. The Black Box. Black Box? Second? Black Box second? What is this? What sorcery is this? Karama, have you been laying in wait? Just stalking the stream, waiting to pounce? Outpounced by Karama? My goodness, Black Box. That's... You're slipping. Slipping in your old age. Good Monday to you all. Ahoy. Welcome. Willkommen. I'm going to ban you, Karama. You're getting added to the wheel. Your punishment for your hubris. You'll be added to the wheel. The wheel of misfortune. Obviously, I can't run another Star Fox 64 stream. I've already beaten that game. I've already completed it. 100% best run. All the record books say it. Best person who ran this thing, Fabian Zib. Yeah. Now, I could play, theoretically, I could play Star Fox Assault, which, while not as good as 64, is still better than nothing. Not by much. I could also play Star Fox Adventures. Welcome, Adorball. Welcome to the stream. Yes, we are live. We are live and streaming, despite the best intentions of Twitter to stop me. I can't believe that. I can literally post a tweet that says, hey, how come I can't post a stream that I'm doing? But I can't post the, hey, I'm doing a stream. Fantastic. Fantastic. I love technology. It's my favorite thing. Welcome to the Monday stream. I hope everyone is yes, we are live. We're alive here. We're all fine. We're fine. How are you? I have survived camping. It was 60% of it was, I would say, roughly 66% of it was great. That Friday afternoon and evening was a little rough, but got through it. The best part about that trip is finding out that not only does Roscoe like to camp, he really likes to camp, but Roscoe is Roscoe is a water dog. Took him down to the river, played in the river for hours. He just could not get enough of it. So that was great. That was awesome. And it's funny, I was in the water with him, and he had his floaty and everything, and it was great, you know. But his expression, when he's wet, his fur gets very spiky. He looks like a Wolf's Rain character. But he instantly gets this like wizened from the woods look. It's very, very funny. But yes, that was my weekend. My weekend was spent out in the woods being bitten by a variety of insects. Only one tick, so not bad. How was everyone else's weekend? How did everyone else fare? We'll just go round the room. You got burnt at a ball game. There's a lot to unpack there. Pretty good. Excellent drama. Good. All right. Good. Good weekends all around. And I will say, being at a ball game, that will always be a good time. A good baseball game. It's always fun. Music is not a little too loud. I am a little too quiet. There we are. Hello, music. Music, did you go away entirely? You did. That was odd. Don't do that. There we are. All right. Ah, good, good, good. Glad to see everyone had a lovely weekend. Since I was out in the wilds, scraping together a survival, I did not do much drawing nor gaming, but it was nice, actually. I will say it was nice to kind of get away from everything. My phone did not work out there, so that was nice. My phone wasn't going off at all. It also made it difficult to try to get a weather report. So, but yeah, good. I'm glad everyone had a good weekend. That's nice. It's always nice to know. And yes, eventually I will be working up to having Roscoe Cam or some semblance of Roscoe Cam. He don't quite trust him in most other places of the lair yet, aside from the kitchen and the living room. But shortly we'll be able to bring him out, and he might even just kind of park in my office with me, like a certain good boy of days past. Food of choice at camp. Actually had a little bit of a variety this time around. Started off on Friday evening with bacon-wrapped hot dogs, which would have gone better had it not been raining and had we had a better fire. But it was hot dogs wrapped in bacon, which were then wrapped in croissant roll dough and cooked over the fire. Which they were good. It just, the fire was too low. It wasn't hot enough. Just it was a poor cooking fire. Trying to cook in the rain is a bitch anyway. And then walking tacos for Saturday night. That was delish. Very tasty. Man, this music's making me want to play some Cult Saga. That would be a stream that no one would watch. How would you like to watch a kobold play Monopoly against the computer, but instead of Monopoly, it's Magic the Gathering? Hello? Hello, is anyone there? I almost forgot the dessert. Had a tasty dessert on Saturday night. It was a waffle cone. Oh, hell yeah, Talisman. Talisman stream. Actually, since it's free to play, what I should do is I should get you guys to play Talisman with me. That'd be fun. Nice interactive stream. But yeah, it was a waffle cone, just a regular waffle cone, with with marshmallows stuffed in the bottom, and then your choice of chocolate. My choice was Reese's mini Reese's cups, and then more marshmallows. Wrap it in foil, and just kind of put it over the fire on a stick. Let it melt together, and you have what is quite possibly diabetes in its purest form. It's pretty amazing. It was very, very good. It was like a s'more that you could handle. I should do a Talisman stream. Oh man, I'm writing that down because I would really like to do that at some point. That would be a lot of fun. Ah, yes, paper. My old nemesis. And pen. You're in here somewhere. Yeah. Paper and a pen. Talisman stream. Nice. That's written down. Now I'll never forget it. Now I'll be at work talking to somebody and be like, "Oh yeah, did you get the report for that?" And there's just a Talisman stream. It's gonna happen. Well, since we have a fine assortment of people here, both real and virtual. I see you there, Drapsnat. I see you there, Mark Zink. I see you there, not real, but virtual people. And be you real and tell me. Say so I can look like more of an idiot. But since we have a fine selection of my favorite people, think it's time that we figured out what we're going to do tonight. All right. Let's see what's going on. We're just not going to waste much time here. We're just going to go ahead and spin 400. I have 400 channel points on banning Black Box. Let's see what happens. It's fan art again. I'm going to lose my frickin' mind. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ooh, so close. Oh, Kurama. So close. It's like it's a pinup tonight. Oh, man. Someday, Kurama, you're gonna get those channel points back. I promise. It was comic art last time, but like the 2 times before that, it was fan art, and it's just like, come on. It's like I'm running out of pages in my queue. All right. Well, excellent work, the wheel. I'm very pleased with your, once again, your amazing guidance. Thank you, Wheel. Everyone say thank you, Wheel. Thank you, Wheel. I will leave it up to the chat as to what pinupery they would like. I don't have any specifics aside from whacking the microphone with my pencil. Oh, Etrian Odyssey. There were so many hours wild away in the forest being killed by butterflies. It was one of my favorite things. I just realized that I haven't had any major I haven't had any major technical issues this stream so far. Granted, we are only 15 minutes in, but I will assure you that this is absolutely not Slimezib. Slimezib is in a jar in my closet. That is where he stays. That is where he is happiest. Kit looking at the 2 clothes. Ah, yeah, the bust enhancing corset and the other shirt. You can tell which was my vote. But... Yep, jinxed it. No, typically my streams start and are usually interrupted at some point by some kind of technical wizardry. So. Let's see what we got in the old noodle today. Let's try Callie Briggs again. No, that was fun, but no, not again. Yeah, great time. I drew that little doodle of Callie, which was fun. I immediately, after finishing it, I was like, this is wrong, and this is wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong, and that's wrong. But I still had fun doing it. And then come to find out, like 2 days later, Psy Coyote puts out this amazing Callie. It's like alt costume Callie. Just awesome. And I was like, God dang it. Oh, well. Psy Coyote does some really nice stuff. I do suggest their work on. They have a lot of SFW stuff on the tweets and the Bloosk. So I do suggest them, definitely. Let me get back to my regular playlist because otherwise YouTube gonna get mad at me, Sarge. Aw. I have one of the many projects I have is more of these puppets because I don't have enough to do. But I just found a little post-it of you know what? You know what? I'm not going to spoil it because I just found it and I just realized how good of an idea that would be. Yeah, and YouTube's going to introduce me to the band hammer at some point. Excuse me. I feel like I have to do something here. Mouse.
Mouse.
Oh, 3 people finally voted for the right one. Good. Good, great, grand. I was going to be upset. Not an animation. There we go. Well, then your friend has good taste. Like I said, I've seen those particular corsets over the many conventions I've gone to, Renaissance festivals, things like that. And it's like, they're so hard to wear well. They're so hard to wear well. They are, in my opinion, they're one of the most difficult garments that you can wear. Shapewear in general is very, very challenging. Um, and I have nothing but respect for people who do what they want with it. But man, it just for me it's always like, oh god, you look like you need a hug and like like water. Hey Gray, welcome. Welcome. We have already spun the wheel. And the wheel amazingly just managed to misband Black Box again. Karama's out another 400 channel points. And we are on Pinup, so it's a Pinup suggestion from the Peanut Gallery. I'm actually putting up a little sign here. One moment. Yep. Pinup, usually like a single character type of thingy. Where is the doodah? I'm looking for the doodah. I can't find it. Yeah, there's the doodah. I was confused because I couldn't find that. That has been my thing this weekend, by the way. It was just trying to find anything, and I always referred to it as a doodah. It's like, I can't find the doodah that does the thing. Oh, it could be a sexy pinup. It could be whatever. Obviously within reason, but still. Okay. Oh, that was it. That was it. Dee 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 dee. Roko A. Certainly do that. Okay, can I do this? Every time I think of can I do this, I always think of Jeffrey from the movie Jeffrey. Patrick Stewart. Can I do this? Or will I look like some sort of gay superhero? It always makes me smile. His finest role, in my opinion. Okay, can I just derag that back to... I can. Nice. Although I don't need it there, I need it here. There we go. Roko somberly looking at a gem that sparkles like Kisuke's eyes. Ooh. Pretty. Kind of like that idea. Let's give that a shot. Let's see if I can't roll some of that in. Actually, that's a nice Kisuke face. I'm gonna go ahead and keep that. We're just gonna scooch you over here. We're gonna shrink you down. Zoop. We're gonna scooch up here. Boop. All right. Actually, a pose comes to mind, actually. Okay, yeah, I think I know where I'm going with that. Okay, let's try. You guys know how I work. It always takes me a minute or two to find the right pose. That has potential. She's holding the MacGuffin there. Something like that, Gray? I think that would actually be pretty fun. Well, Gray, I know your weekend is starting now. So what do you have planned for your weekend? What's a great weekend look like this week? Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Loving it. Loving it. Those hands are going to be a challenge from this angle, but that's okay. That is just fine. Thighs might be a little long in that sketch. That's okay. Actually, oh, well, I'm glad I can be part of your weekend there, Gray. That actually sounds like a really nice weekend. That sounds pretty chill. I was very happy with my weekend, but your weekend sounds really good too. One of these days, I'm going to get Kuroko's cheek ruffs, like, under control. It is not this day, but someday. Aw. She seems like she's tough. She'll hang in there. And she's got you to cheer her on. So that's always good. I think that'll work out just fine. So it has been said by Zib, so it shall be. I hereby dub Blue tough as nails. That's right. Drawing Kisuke at a different angle. Because I never draw him from this angle. Yeah, I actually was almost late starting the stream. Today I've been working a lot on getting the existing comics up on Comic Fury, which has been a surprisingly easy process. Usually it's a lot more painful when it comes to switching things over to other websites. Webtoon in particular was just pulling teeth. So I'll say Comic Fury has made it very, very easy to transition things over. But I actually have been kind of going through the archives, making sure everything is there. Amazingly enough, I found a page that I don't remember doing. It's an alternate version of a page that does exist in the comic, but I forgot about it. It's Comic Fury, not Comic Fairy. It is not taking me across the lake to get to work. It is publishing my work with a fury of 1,000 fiery suns. But it's been around for a long time. It's very webcomics oriented. It's free, so it checks all of my boxes. Aside from the box that is my own domain, which I don't know how to feel about that yet. I'm actually a little conflicted. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa. Yeah, I will say that I'm struggling a little bit when it comes to the not having my own domain again, like relying on some other company for my comic hosting. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's absolutely legitimate, and tons of artists do that. So I'm just working through that particular phase. After having your own comic site for, gosh, like 10 years, 12 years, it's a bit different to be working on a different site. It is not GoDaddy, and that is absolutely the number one thing that I just can't stand GoDaddy anymore. I just can't. I'm breaking up with GoDaddy. You kids are my life, so. Look at this little peanut. What a peanut. I'm not calling my host Daddy anymore. Shrink that down a little bit since he's kind of taken over the whole thing. Also kind of looked like he was in the room with her, which is like, that's awkward. Oh yeah, I mean he'll be somewhat transparent. Okay, can we get the select tool and throw it away, please? Thank you. I feel like every time I have the wrong tool and I start yelling at Clip Studio, I always think of that Gordon Ramsay clip where the one chef gets burned and he's taking care of her while yelling at another one for fucking up. It's like I want to yell at Clip Studio. Just be like jump here, jump here, jump here. He may as well be a ghost. He may as well be a ghost for all Hiroko knows. It's funny. It's like I don't want to say too much because I don't know how far a Adorable is bred. Unless they're all caught up, then everyone can just be like, "What's your favorite part of the award-winning Trapfinders comic?" And they'll be like, all of it." And they'll be like, "Oh, good answer. Oh man, that's a good answer." Haven't had a chance to read. Killing me. No, it's good. The only reason I mentioned that is because I literally was. That's the whole point of what I was saying. I was gonna say I was almost late to the stream because I was too busy reading my own comic. I was like, "Oh yeah, there's that part. Oh yeah, I remember that. Oh, that's cool. That's less cool than it was when I first made it, but yeah, it's pretty good." But a little goober. Oh. No, not this one. You sure? It's about 200 gold you're sitting on. I'm sure. Okay, well, if you want to sell it, I'll be here. Yeah, consider it once the sun goes out. Aww. Gray. Breaking my heart. Oh, adorable. No. No. That's way more important. Way more important. Oh man, I'm all sad. So she has her bag of jewels that she got from that. Well, my heart goes out to you anyway. Adorable. When one kobold is sad, we're all sad. So Tiamat has written, so it will be. don't think I'll have a mouth on Hiroko. Hiroko's a little too quick to get scarred. At least on the outside, yeah. This is making my my knowledge of the female tailbone get angry because of how weird it is. Not weird. That's certainly not what I mean. Just how it's interesting because I believe the shape that it was likened to when I was first learning anatomy was a butterfly. And now I can't stop thinking of it, and it makes me laugh every time I see somebody with a butterfly tramp stamp. Just the tailbone in general is not a great strength of mine. I still struggle with a lot of anatomy, but it's mainly because I'm so awesome. That's the primary reason I struggle with it. Yep, so awesome. I do not need proper anatomy. Proper anatomy is for the birds. This is a concept song? I was gonna say, this is beepy and boopy, and I love it. Sounds like midnight at Radio Shack. Did I tell you all I worked at a Radio Shack? I'm sure I did. I'm sure I said something about it. I actually was looking up Adorable, that's crazy that you would say that. Yes, I did work at a Radio Shack. For like almost 2 years. I actually did pretty good. I wasn't bad. I left because a game company asked me to join. But I was I will say it was not a fancy game company, unfortunately. It was a small local game company. But it was interesting. It was definitely interesting. That unfortunately did not work out, but that's okay. It was one of those situations where they were looking for an assistant salesperson, and I was like, I can assist with sales. That's totally what I can do. And I interviewed with them and everything, and I showed them my my Radio Shack sales statistics, because I think in 1 month I had something like 10,000 in sales, which was pretty good at the time. I mean, this was like 2003. 2004, something like that. Anyway, they gave me the job as the assistant sales manager, and I was just like, oh, okay, cool. And I went in my first day to meet Tori, my my superior, my sales dude that I would be working with, and they let him go, and then I became the head sales guy, and that was not a good experience for Young Zip. Young Zip did not need that kind of pressure at all. Yeah, They just kind of like the same day I started, and I was like, It's like, oh, honey, that's not. I'm a kobold, and I make better decisions than that. And I don't know what it was. I don't know if there was anything like kind of ulterior about that or what, but like, it was really not a cool way to start. I did meet Tracy Hickman though. That was pretty cool. They never told me, so that was something special. So red flag to any of you out looking for jobs. If they say, hey, this person's your supervisor, and then they immediately fire that supervisor and give you their job, it's probably a good idea to back out of that. It's what I should have done, but I just, at the time, I was so excited to be working for a game company that I was like, oh, okay. Like I was doing my best Morty impression. It's like, gee, Rick, I don't know. They kind of fired the sales guy. I guess I'm gonna have to do the sales. Oh, jeez. But before that, I worked at Radio Shack. Bringing it full circle. Adorbald, you have recently been playing with gem shapes. What shape should this gem be? You and Gray work this out. I need to know what shape this gem is so I can shape her hands. We got the hands right there. Briolette cut. I'll actually have to look that up. I would think it'd be somewhat refined, yeah, like something, like a piece that had been commissioned or something. Briolette. Well, now I have to look that up. God dang it. Doorbald walking in here with their fancy terminology. Briolette. Briolette cut. Ooh, you're mean. You are so mean. Oh my god. That's not fair. Fuck you. Oh, that's a beautiful cut. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. It looks very organic, I guess, in some of the examples that I'm seeing. Oh, that's pretty. It looks like a... Is it because it looks like a dragon egg? It's because it looks like a dragon egg. God damn it. Oh, that's a very pretty cut. Oh, damn. I have to show that because that's actually super pretty. Well, it does look like a tear. Oh, yeah. Okay, I get it. Damn, you guys are hitting me today. Stop hitting me. I'm just a little guy. Don't hit me. I'm just a little guy. All I'm doing is just doing a show for all my friends. This is the Briolette cut that they were talking about. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I love this. It's the scaling though that I think is what reminded me of a dragon egg. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I have never seen a cut like that. I don't have jewelry. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh my goodness. What a wonderful idea. I also like Black Fox's eye shape, but unfortunately, the way I draw eyes, it would be the size of like a softball. But oh yeah, so pretty. Oh, so pretty. Oh, and there's pretty there. Oh, this is a good song for this. Kind of wistful, kind of sad, very memory, evocative of memories and nostalgia to an extent. Yeah, your butt's in the way. Not something I would ever say to Hiroko. Tailbone in there. That is one of the things I do love about this stream. I think I mentioned it last time. Is I love the kind of collaborative atmosphere. I mean, I know I'm not like asking you guys for stuff all the time, um, but I love that I can talk to you guys for ideas, and that you come up with cool ones. Yes, I think I had that in the sketch gray. I just think I glossed over it. It's kind of on the pillow there, so the pillow should be more convex. To that. But I think I said it last week, where one of the things I like about this stream and what I try to continue with is the atmosphere that I feel when I'm at a convention. Um, Being able to kind of sit at a table with people and just yak about everything, but it's like yakking about nothing and yet everything. I guess is kind of what I would say. Sorry if I drift off here. I'm just trying to make sure her hands look not terrible. A difficult feat for me. Let's shorten up that. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I don't mean to off into the mic so much. That thumb could be just a little less. There we go. Can still tighten that up a little bit more, but we have the shape in there. That's good. Oh, cool. You actually have a G-Dub store? That's really cool. There was a Games Workshop store on, I think it was Main Street in Townsville, Australia. And it was just so surreal. I'm just like, wait a minute. I like that hobby. And it's here. In a foreign land. That was funny. Oh, okay. Local store that mainly sells Games Workshop. Oh no. Oh, I mean, it's rough at the same time. I mean, I know what I'd be doing after work pretty much every day. There is a very small, locally owned game shop near the lair here. There's the big one that is uptown a little bit, about 40 minutes from here. But there's a small one here, about 5 minutes away, about 5 to 10 minutes away, and it's every bit as stocked as my the large store, and I actually really like buying from them more. They always seem much more grateful, I guess. Not that I need, not that I need that. Like, you must be grateful for my dollar, merchant. Behold. Maybe like, oh, Fabian Sib. He's the one with the debit card of gold. He has no self-control. Unfortunately for most hobby shops, I have grown a much better sense of self-control in the last couple of years. Although I will say that I just received word maybe an hour ago that the newest Hero Quest expansion had been put up for pre-order on Hasbro Pulse, and I immediately put in a pre-order. So maybe the impulse control isn't quite where it needs to be, but it's getting there. How's this looking so far, Gray? I'm liking it. I'm actually quite invested in this one because it's very much tied to the story. I do tend to get caught up in details, though. So if I need to be reeled in, just let me know. God tier! Oh, the minis for God tier are beautiful. My only... Gosh, I really wanted to get a bunch of boxes of God tier. Mainly because the models are gorgeous. But I was so... I think the only thing that I don't... Not that I don't like them, but the only thing that keeps me from purchasing them is that they're not in scale with each other. At least from what I see. Like, there was one that was like Dwarven Shield Maidens. And I thought it was really, really pretty. But the characters are way out of whack in terms of, like, size. It's like, it has nothing to do with, like, the quality of the miniatures. The minis themselves are fine. But the scale, I was just, like, so weirded out by the scale. Like, what is happening here? But there are a ton of minis that are just gorgeous for that game. So, good call. Yeah, I mean, I think some of the that's what it was. There were gnolls. There were gnolls, and they're just not, like, gnoll-sized, you know? They're not, like, big, lanky hyena boys and girls. They weren't the right... I can't really describe it. They just weren't the right proportions, I guess. That would probably be the best way of putting it. I mean, it makes sense to an extent because when you have the minions and the kind of the hero character being the same size, it gets very confusing. I can absolutely get behind a decision to, like, make that easier. But yeah, it just was like, dang. But yeah, this Hero Quest expansion that's coming out is their second Avalon Hill's second original expansion. This isn't an expansion that was kind of like a redo from the 90s. This is a full-on brand new expansion, and it looks good. I saw enough of a spoiler to make me go, and I had to stop because I was like, oh, I want there to be some excitement for later. So, yay. Oh, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, if it makes sense within the game's parameters, within the game's mechanics, it's totally cool. Like, I don't mind that. It's just for me as a minis person, it's like I really want them to be in scale. That's just me though. Yeah, it'll be really cool. The jungles of Deathrack. I'm all about adding cool new biomes. I know with Hero Quest it's always kind of like, dungeons and temples and stuff. But that works out for a jungle adventure. So I'm not too worried about that. But I saw a giant snake. And I saw an ape, like a big ass ape, like a Kong ape. There are velociraptors. The minute I knew there were velociraptors, I was like, you have my sword and everything else. Just like, hey, Avalon Hill, are you doing anything later? It's like that episode of South Park when the husbands all bring their wives to musical theater. It's like, hey, what's going on, Avalon Hill? Thanks for the expansion. I was just so I was so pleased with how they've handled everything. Just I got a chance to watch a little video that was a history of Hero Quest and Games Workshop and everything, because the original Hero Quest in 1990 was this weird collaboration between Games Workshop and Milton Bradley, which at the time in the 90s, Games Workshop was not like a household name for board games. Wargamers were particularly fond of them, but I guess Milton Bradley kind of approached them with the idea, like, hey, we could get the Warhammer universe into people's homes, and G-Dubs was all about that. But yeah, just a very interesting story. All right. That's most of the naked girl. Now I guess I have to draw the dude. Internal artist monologues. This looks like a light code for Hiroko. Well, maybe. I played a little bit of Star Rail. I actually quite liked it. Basic bitch kobold that I am, I instantly fell for the PC character, Stell. I was just like, oh, okay. I love it. Much like when I first played Genshin Impact, I was like, I still am. I was a huge fan of Lumine. I was just like, oh god, she's so cute. She's just the cutest little thing. I think I liked Lumine because she's so like bubbly and just like she looks like she's having a good time no matter what she's doing. And then Stell I like because she's the complete opposite. She always kind of looks like she just rolled out of bed. I'm just like, I like you. Yeah, White Dwarf did do a bunch of D&D modules. They made a push in the 90s to kind of be more prevalent in the US, so um, pretty cool. Pretty cool. I guess I should say in the North American territories. Because, as we all know, there are some fine, upstanding Canadian Warhammer players out there. Not sure I could name any. I wish White Dwarf was like Game Trade magazine. Oops, no, that's new, Kisuke. Because whenever I go to that little local hobby shop, they have copies of Game Trade that you can get for free, and I love that because I love seeing what's coming up, but I also love seeing like what's going to be stocked, like what our company's excited about. And I looked into getting a Game Trade magazine subscription, and they're just like, oh, it's like $80 a year. I'm like, oh, no. I might be misremembering that though, in terms of the D&D modules. Um, Gosh, did they do? Oh, they did. It was Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. That's what it was. Woofrup. Um, I know they had some modules that they did for Woofrup, but I was not privy to Woofrup at the time. You know, Gray. This entire time, I was sitting here thinking that Kisuke's eyes were blue, but Hiroko's eyes are blue. Kisuke's eyes are like emerald green. Can't keep my own shit together. Drawn these characters for like 13 years, and I still can't remember what their eye colors are. Nicely done, Sib. Nicely done. You simpering blue jackass. You got the thought the gem is actually projecting Kisuke, and somewhere he's just standing like that, and with kind of like, Masuko, why do you do that? Why are you wearing old clothes? Why have you styled mask to look like when you were like baby?
Oh, I don't know. I just thought it would be neat to stand here with my old sword and everything.
I've not reintroduced sword yet into story. It's kind of weird.
Oh, jeez, that's probably not a good idea. Then I shouldn't do that. Gosh.
Would be funny. Just kind of like, why are you all wearing old clothes?
Oh, I just found him in a box.
Yes, the box was supposed to be going to the Goodwill.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yes, hobo can have your clothes. Oh God, I'm in a weird mood tonight. Sorry.
Well, what about your Witcher ass leather armor?
Hey, you ought to shut thing up about that. It was hard to draw.
What do you mean hard to draw?
He knows. Keisuke is the only one that doesn't know it's a webcomic. Oh god, that'd be funny. What do I know, Gray? Ooh, if you ever make a comic, you want to make the final main character's eyes to be polychromatic and change colors throughout each page that they're on. That'd be fun. That'd be fun. Have like a constant RGB rainbow effect on your eyes. Oh, it'd be cool if it was like music reactive. You walk into a club, it's like, and like your eyes are doing like Windows visualizer shit from the 90s. God, that just gave me a flashback to the early aughts. Well before there was Apple Music, well before there was Spotify, there was one music program that people would use. Does anyone remember what it was called? This is going to make me feel old. It's going to make me feel hella old. Though polychromatic would be pretty interesting, just having different eye colors. And you could almost even take that concept further and like push it to the eyes are a certain color during certain situations, or when a certain name is mentioned, or when a certain action is performed. You know, like somebody slams a door, their eyes could go red, you know, remembering a previous, you know, terrible situation. Or when someone says I love you, like their eyes go pink or something, you know, something like that. Like the pages like kind of give a little bit more insight as to what they're thinking. Oh, this potion is working wonders today. I thought that arm looked weird. Not LimeWire Black Box, but good try. I've been stumbling over words a lot lately. I'm wondering what that's all about. Knowing me, I probably have like Lyme disease or something stupid. Looking at my original guideline, again, making Kisuke have an enormous dump truck ass. Just keeps coming back, man. Yeah. No, I remember that, Gray. That's awesome. It's true. I did spend 3 days not having to talk. That's, well, to be fair, I did talk, but to the dog. Like, oh, you good boy. And, oh my goodness, you're swimming. You swam. You swum. Not Windows Music Player. Very close, though, Black Box. The music application that I remember being the most prevalent was Winamp. Winamp. It really whips the llama's ass. Dating myself there. Is it still around? Oh my god. Goes to show how many like free roaming MP3s I have nowadays. Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now I completely remember what you were talking about before. Last week. That's awesome. I like that idea. I find it funny that I think I saw a similar, not in the same the same absolute vein, but Mike Krahulik does that with the Penny Arcade characters. Whenever they get angry or something, their eyes, instead of being black irises, they're red. And for me, it always makes me laugh. Like it's so funny in that regard. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I like the specific colors though, like specific actions and specific colors. I do like that concept a lot. Uh, Do we keep both of his eyes open, or do we have one winking? Let's try it. Let's see what one wink looks like. Because it looks like he's laughing.
He's like, it's great. You're funny, Oroko.
Let's get rid of the undersketch here. It's pretty cute. I'm not gonna lie. I do kind of like that expression a little bit. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab Keys Gear. I'm gonna throw him on his own layer because I am very afraid I will draw over him or cause more undue stress on my own self, which is way more likely than you think. Deselect. And then it's also much easier for me to kind of move him around and get him where I need him to be. And we go back to Roko's layer. I'm still incredulous, by the way, Adorable, of the fact that Winamp is still around. I think both eyes open, like your original concept. I think it works better because it does kind of tie the eyes into it. Because there is nothing else on Kisuke that is green, just his eyes. So having 2 points of that, in my opinion, works better because I have this really nasty habit of whenever I make something like this, that like there's a little bit of meaning for it, or there's something deeper to it. It's not readily apparent what it is. I have the same problem as a DM, actually, to be perfectly fair. Um, so I think having both the eyes open is probably a good idea. I do like the wink and a smile, though. I think it's cute. I should use it for him later in something else. That's the measuring tool. I don't need that. Meh. Hello, what is this mess? I'll have to put some pictures up in the Discord. But I got to see a few little landmarks while I was out camping. Got to see an old one-room schoolhouse, which was neat. Was reading about it, and they had said like, oh, this schoolhouse taught first through eighth grade side by side, and it's like, oh my god. Like, can you imagine going to school with first graders while you're in eighth grade, or eighth graders while you're in first grade? Ooh-wee. No thanks. The building also had like 6 windows. It's like, that's the extent of your air conditioning system right there. No wonder school would be out for months in the summer. They had a big kind of like a stove, like a wood fire stove in the back too. That was their furnace. It's like, ooh. Wow, this isn't bad for an hour and a half. Pretty pleased with this. This is a good idea, Gray. Thank you for suggesting it. This will probably end up just being a guide for later, but there we go. Ooh. I'll probably cut it around here-ish just to kind of square it off, but oh. This one's been good. All right. Just giving myself a little line there so I know where to cut it later. Very cool. Yeah. Savoring the sadness, like when she's happy, it makes it even more explosively happy. Yeah. That's awesome. I will likely refine the lines on this and then give it some color. But here we go. What I'll do is I will save this up, and if anybody else has a pinup question or a pinup suggestion, I'm still taking requests. So I'm going to save this up, and then I will post it on Discord before I post it anywhere else. Excuse me. Saving it up, saving it up, saving it up for you. Ooh, this. I've been trying to make sure I have a better file structure for everything because when going through Comic Fury, I realized my naming conventions were terrible for Trapfinder's pages. So I have a whole folder for stream art. I have a whole folder for comic art, for pages and everything like this. But then this, I don't know if this counts as stream art or comic art. I'll call it stream art. There we go. Saving that. Oh my goodness. Ah, man. I forgot about the I usually keep lots of different projects up and running. But I love this. This is absolutely the relationship these two have. Forcing yourself to do anything is never a good idea. I mean, I'll take that back. Forcing yourself to do some things is necessary. To get something to go from being a habit or a motivated activity to a discipline, you'll have to do it when you don't want to. And it can be the most frustrating thing, but it's kind of like when I go to the gym, which I need to go back to doing. I don't want to. It's not super fun for me. I don't get like the endorphin rush that other people do when I run for like 3 miles. But when I finish everything and when I'm leaving, I feel better. Like not necessarily like I feel healthy, but I feel better because I did it. And it makes me want to get it done again. Not necessarily because the activity itself gives me joy, but finishing it makes me feel like I've completed something. And I think that's part of forcing yourself into a discipline, into doing something that you don't want to do that you have to do. I don't know if that makes any sense. This potion is losing its kick. But no, I completely understand not wanting to. There are times when I will just kind of look at the clock and be like, what is it, like 5 hours before I have to stream? You know, and it's like streaming has been nothing but good for me. Streaming has been a great thing, but you know, it's effort and it's difficult to put on a smile all the time, or at the very least have something interesting to talk about, which I don't think I have yet, but yeah, I don't even have any position of authority on this. This is literally just what I think about. But so anyone else? I've got I gotcha. Yeah, that can be rough. That can be rough. I guess in a situation like that, in my personal opinion, because I think it's similar to when I first did commissions way back in the day. Um, Initially, I was excited, like, yeah, I'm gonna draw for people, and it's gonna be fun. And then I got one, and I was like, this isn't fun. Like, I wasn't having a good time, but I did make the commitment to do that commission, so I finished it to the best of my ability, and they liked it. But I was just like, meh. You know, it just kind of, it wasn't something I was super excited to do. I did it anyway. And I do feel better having done it because it gave me some good experience for later. So when I do open up for commissions again, I'll be, I'll be ready for it, or at the very least, I'll have the tools I need to muddle through that. Listen to the little blue idiot. He thinks he has an answer for everything. All right. Yeah, Black Fox, I haven't heard anyone else's pinups, so I'll work on Kit, I suppose, here. Looking at the 2 corsets. Okay. Let's get a new pagey do. There we are. All good. Let's see. Let me jump into Discord and grab the Hero Forge that you were using. Come on, Discord. Come on. Come on. Drag that over. I know I can. Ha ha! Yes. Victory. It's gonna do this 2 separate files, isn't it? It's gonna. No. Come on now. Go back to where I was. There we go. Poof. Yes, I know memory usage is increasing. You don't have to tell me twice. if I was going on a pure D&D style kind of situation here, she would just have no top and just be going between the 2 tops, like huh. And not, I guess not D&D, but like every RPG where you where when you put on armor, it like changes your appearance. And Gray, if you need any help or anything, or just assistance, or just to bounce something off of, feel free to DM me. Yeah, and I know it's kind of hard to get stuff out like during a stream, so. figure out where the shoulders are going. She's standing ramrod straight at this point. Let's get those shoulders tilted a bit. Let's get them canted. She'll be holding one up, comparing it to the other. There we go. Hips are going to be the same way. Due to inverse kinematics, we will tilt them up and to the left. That's better. That's going to be more interesting. Tummy and hips. Right leg is the one that has the prosthetic. That's right. And then
Oh, dang it. Now I have to stand up. The weight over.
it's the opposite leg. Opposite leg, everybody. Opposite leg. Fix that foot momentarily. Oh, I had to stand up. It's one of those things that if you ever watch artists' work, actually, Adorbald, if you've ever been to a con, you'd probably have seen this. Artists will constantly like make faces and like do weird gestures and stuff just to get the ideas to like how it works in real space. I just had to stand up there because I had to figure out where are her hips and where are her shoulders and where are her legs going to be? Where is the weight being distributed? So just had to stand up there for a minute. Because I am also a petite little fennec fox. So her right arm and her right leg are prosthetic. God, that had to be a hell of a day. Hopefully that wasn't all one day. That would have been pretty rough. Shoulder there. Give her a little bit more hip. I really should have a disclaimer on this stream where it's just like, Zip will occasionally think he knows what he's talking about. Please do not encourage him. I don't ever want to steer any of you guys wrong. But I do know what it's like to not know where you are, or to be kind of lost. And having someone to talk to, or having somebody to kind of bounce stuff off of, is very helpful at times. I'm going to fix that prosthetic leg. Make it look more like a prosthetic leg and less like a spatula attached to her leg. I know, adorable. It's extremely appreciated. Appreciated. That almost. But I keep, I keep encouraging people. How can I stop? Have you tried stopping giving a shit? Try stopping giving a shit. From the makers of, I don't know what the fuck that is. I actually kind of like that. I'm gonna have to use that. Oh, it's the sad Tunic music. No. Oh, God. Man, I loved that game. That was such a good time. I'm glad you guys stuck with me through that whole thing because that was probably very rough to watch. Well, you see, Gray, the nice thing was that it was kind of balanced out because it was a sad Hiroko picture, but she was semi-nude. So, I mean, there's attention's going all over the place at this point. I like how this pose is turning out. I've been spending way too much time, and enough time that I'm going to hit the microphone, way too much time on the legs. But I do get the legs wrong on a pretty consistent basis. So let's just give those kind of like a final touch. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. That's what I was looking for. That is what I was looking for. Perfect. Okay. And okay, and the scarf is. Oh, I know exactly how this is going to work out. I know exactly how this is going to work out. I just looked at that page today. These gay bugs are jerks. I just looked at that page today. Safe in a tree. No more icky bugs for me. Hiroko, you know these things can climb trees, right? Oh, Bugs Are Jerks was one of my favorite pages for a long time. It still is. Okay. Yes. I know exactly how this is going to work. I like how I'm trying to convince myself. Let him know you know how it's going to work out. Okay. Let's refine the sketch just a little bit. Yeah, bugs in general, not cool. I'm going to go ahead and say that. And if another bug wants to, like, show up and prove to me that bugs are cool, great, grand, wonderful. But at this point, all I have to go on are they want my blood. Oh, man, they want my blood. They're really, really big on my blood. There's the second one. Okay. And refine the leggies. Get the kneecap in there. Ever since my friend gave me more of like the lowdown on how to draw digitigrade legs, I have been so much better, like so much more confident about drawing them. Oh yeah, can you hear the rain? Can you hear the rain? Oh yeah. Good morning in the Kamazama Prefecture. This is rainy days. Coming at you live while you run to school with a piece of toast in your mouth because you woke up late. Oh yeah. Don't forget your school backpack that also contains your talking cat. Get on that absolutely kick-ass public transportation. God, it's cool. Do you like my maximized color spray joke? At the time, I thought it was the peak of comedy. Oh yeah, Black Fox, you know how this works. Scarf censorship, ahoy. But she's a petite little thing, so it's gonna take some doing. I like the idea of like the merchant telling Kit like, oh well, you know, this bustier is quite powerful with its enhancement capabilities. And she's like, oh man, this gotta be like a +2. It's gotta be magical. It's like, no, it just makes your boobas bigger. And she's like, oh, wouldn't they be easier to hit? That's how you know a real adventure. That is how you know a real adventure. This is going to be another synthetic arm. Let's get your head, actually. Oh my god, I did it right for the first time. At least the first time today. Up. Yep. What? I heard my name. I read my name. But man, that boss kicked our ass. Bullshit. What? How? For one, you're sitting here. Two, that jerk is an upstanding citizen, and that kind of change doesn't happen overnight. So you're gonna tell me the truth? Continue. Yes, sir. Why do the hats work? Because they're incredible. I thought that was pretty I thought that was pretty apparent that they're incredible. They're incredible disguises. Also, okay. Let me put it to you this way. A tiny adventurer who looks as though they are about as green as the vest they're wearing walks into your cave wearing a stupid hat, thinking, of course, that they are completely disguised. I would think the standard response to that would be pity. I mean, that's just like, oh, they're trying so hard. You know what? Let's send him back over to Gladys at the reception desk and get him some cocoa. Let's treat them like the children they are. Why do the hats work? Considering that the Trap Finders meme, why do the hats work? Yes, it works flawlessly once. Afterwards, the intended target is probably just like, all right, you're pushing it. We'll be getting a little more of that. Yeah. There's a little bit more of Hiroko that I want to kind of put out there before there's any kind of like meeting or anything like that. So yeah, we're gonna see more of kind of like what she's doing, or at least like what she's up to currently. There might also be some place for the kobolds to show up. Plenty of other stuff to go on. So yeah, we'll get a little bit more of like a Hiroko focus. Actually, not. I mean, page wise, not too many pages from now. Just my damnable release schedule. But yeah, we will be getting some more of that. I've actually missed drawing her because I don't draw her nearly as much in these current pages. Hey, Foxfire! Sneaking in there. Welcome. Good to see you. We're working on some pinup requests. Right now doing Black Fox's Kit. I believe Kit's their D&D character. Oh, this is also from Cult. I could swear this was from Tunic before I looked up. Black Fox, I forgot to ask, does Kit have a bushy tail? Like an actual fox tail? Okay, good. Just checking. Because if she didn't have one before, she's gonna. This is the working on your deck music from Culdcept. That's right. I actually fell asleep to this once. I was playing the game and I actually fell asleep to this. It was just so chill and so peaceful. Okay, I've got the reference up on another screen, so I can move this one. There we go. It was bothering me though. She's so far over on the side. How was your weekend, Foxfire? I did not ask you that yet. How was your weekend? If you indeed have had a weekend. I was camping. I did a camping. Too short but good. Yes, I can completely understand that. Well, Black Fox, you said she was a mutant. You said this was post-apocalyptic. Uh, post-apocalyptic. You know what? No. You know what? You know what? Let's do this. Let's have some fun with this. Doop, 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 doop. Darn it. I kind of want her... The vision that I had was that her tail would be kind of curling around a little, like in anticipation or excitement. Actually, this might work out better. Well, there you go. This one's shorter then. Just excited. Tails are very useful for emotional. I was going to say outbursts. Emotional telegraphing, I should say. Since not every character is grimdark all the time. Gotta be excited about something. I had that epiphany with Trapfinders a long time ago. It's just like, oh, wow, yeah, I don't need it to be grim. It can be fun. It can be happy. Characters can fall in love. Characters can be silly. Of course, then I put, like, Kisuke through this incredible life-altering thing. I'm not really happy with the face. Face needs a touch-up here. Mouth is okay. Muzzle's okay. Oh, true. They do get to be silly after, but it's like you said, savoring the sad parts. So the happy parts are even more notable. That's way better. I always think of Pink Floyd's The Wall for this song. Also the most accurate court song ever. Ashworm like to bite the tails. No tail bitey. Like, no, like, permanent tail bitey. Like, good tail bitey. No bad tail bitey. We don't like bad tail bitey. Oh, no, absolutely, Foxfire. It's not. It's not the. The song doesn't sound specifically like The Wall. It just reminds me of the courtroom. I can't remember the name of the court. It's been so long since I've listened to The Wall. That should be a crime in itself. It's like, what is it? Like, the line is like, the evidence before the court is incontrovertible. No reason for the jury to retire. Something like that. God, it's been for so long. I usually remember songs much better than that. Several salient points, all aimed at you. Also, they're crossbow bolts. Also, they're poisonous. Ah, come on! Another one of my favorite moments. That was a moment where it was like, everyone has had this DM. Do the thing to Deltarune. Oh, I see. You got them. You got them churro ears. Yeah, I've been that DM maybe once or twice, but then I read something very interesting many years ago about not being an adversarial DM, and it really struck me because I was just like, it does kind of suck, like when you have a DM that is just out for blood, um, and not even necessarily like, oh, I'm going to challenge the hell out of these guys. More like they just really want to see your character die. Now, to be fair, I have had players at my table that I have absolutely wanted their characters to die. But I do make a point to not fudge dice rolls when dealing with those characters, because I don't want it to be, if their character dies or something happens to their character, I want it to be real. I don't want to just be like, rocks fall, everyone dies. Yeah, no, Foxfire, that is a great point. You should be your player's biggest fan. It's something where there needs to be a degree of trust. That's something that my table has struggled with. The players need to trust the DM that the DM is going to do everything in their power to make the game fun and to make sure everybody has a good time. And the players need to trust that with the DM. The DM needs to be able to trust the players to go along with things. One thing that always gets me is when people debate rules at the table. If it is a life or death situation, I would gladly put things on pause just to be like, just to make sure this means this, right? But if it's just like, I'm going to try to steal from the shopkeeper. Okay, you fail your stealth check and now the guards are here. Well, I kill all the guards and we run away. Okay, well, now there's a manhunt. No sense of self-preservation. That's every party. If a party has a sense of self-preservation, are they really an adventuring party? Gotta say, I'm actually liking this expression. suppose I need to figure out where her chest is before I start putting the scarf. And winner for longest pectoral muscle goes to Kit. I'm looking something up, and then like I just glance over to chat, and it's just like y'all are just going. I'm just like, oh, sweet. This is what I was hoping for. All my friends just talking. That can be better. Telling you, one of my redeems. Once I really start working on stream stuff, one of my redeems is going to be just an extremely loud clarion klaxon sound that just goes off and says, "Zoom in, Zib." Telling you, it's gonna be a thing. Oh yeah, there's definitely more than one belt, which just in my experience of my limited experience of wearing pants, more than one belt is usually superfluous, but that's okay. But definitely not Vash the Stampede levels. No. And definitely not 1999 third edition D&D buckles / Kingdom Hearts zippers. Boy, the artist on that really had a zipper thing, didn't they? Like, I'm talking like an unhealthy obsession with zippers. Oh, you finished chapter 3! Yay! There was a lot that I did with chapter 3 that I felt pretty good with. Yep, rogue designs that are just belts and knives. Gray, you just reminded me of Mitch Hedberg. Never get into an argument in a tent. What are you going to do? Storm out and slam the flap? Zipper it up really quick? Fuck you. I miss Mitch Hedberg. That man was a genius. He's a funny, funny man. Minute. Oh, if we're going by fiscal responsibility, I saw Persona 5 Royal was on sale and I didn't go for it. It burned my soul to not get it, but the Pathfinder iconic rogue, yes, Mirabelle or Miracell. Maricel, all belts, all knives, all the time. Well, I'm sure they also hold her pants up there, Black Box. You know, Dorbald, a while ago you had said that these corsets are really good for your back. And I will agree, yes, they're good for the back. They're terrible for organs, though. Oh, did I Wayne Reynolds the arm? I totally did. I totally Wayne Reynolds the arm. Where's the arm? All I see is a corset. Maricel actually is a Wayne Reynolds creation, if I recall correctly. I could be wrong on that, though. The iconic Roog. I think all of the iconics, I think, were at one point Wayne Reynolds characters, anyway. Oh, are the extra songs really good? Like, there's so much about Royal that I really want to get into. Like I love. I absolutely adored Persona 5. When I played it, I played it to absolute completion. Like I absolutely enjoyed it. I literally cried when it was over because I was like, I don't want this to be over. How much of a freaking weeb I am sometimes. But oh, it's like I've really wanted to check out Royal because it sounds like there's so much in there that just for someone like me, it sounds like it would be excellent. Okay, at least we can agree that they're terrible for organs, Adorable. Like I said, I've known a lot of cosplaying folk, and I know enough people from my days in theater that corsets were a necessity for a particular costume or project. And like afterwards they were like, I need to think about my life. Like I need to lay down for a couple of years. Probably don't have zippers. Let's redo that foot. Oh, something I wanted to mention. The one of the best things I had on this camping trip was a pavilion tent. Got it from a like sports academy for like $45. It's a 10 by 10 tent, like awning tent, basically. There's no sides to it, but there's a top. And that thing was awesome. That thing kept the dog dry for like the entirety of Friday. Slowly getting there. How's this looking so far, Black Fox? Oh yeah, for real. Having some kind of little roof, no matter what. In fact, when I went down to the river with Roscoe, somebody else had a little 10-foot pavilion that they just popped up while they were at the shore, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's intelligent." Oh yeah, girl's gonna need her earrings. Ah, maybe not draw a giant blob on her. Gotta shift her arm because we introduced that little cut in the. There we go. Give her a little bit of beef there. A little bit of tone. And if one shoulder is a little bit unkempt, so the other shall be. Ooh, take that microphone. Boop boop doop. Boop beep. All right, yeah, she's got her earrings. Black Fox, I'm gonna need bigger reference pictures next time. That's the pencil. Don't need that. Get that pencil out here. Sorry again if I go quiet, just doing the skeechies. The drow rings. I have not done the robotic arm yet. If you have a good picture of the robotic arm, I'd appreciate that, because all I see is her bag in the way. Gonna need more than that bag. glove off. Yeah, I mean, if there's anything that's impeding if the glove would be on the prosthetic arm, then so be it. If it wouldn't be, then yeah, you can take that off. It's not looking too bad so far. I'm gonna toot my own horn here. Toot toot. They can be. Robot arms can be frustrating, but I found if you break them down into shapes, it does help a little bit. Kind of like any other thing. Okay. Oh, that's not terrible. Yeah, that's not too bad at all. I see how it kind of cups over the... Yeah, okay. Okay. Slowly getting an idea how this thing works. So let's jump onto a pencil layer for this. So definitely looks like first there's a ball joint for the elbow. Like how Gray's like, robot arms are hard. And I'm just like, oh, it's easy. Just break it down into shapes. And now I'm sitting here just like, how do I draw a robot arm? It's impossible. It can't be done. You're a sham. I don't think the average person considers themselves a sham as much as the artist does. That's not a point of pride. It's really just one of those, like imagine if you had hobbies or interests that were advertised to you like a medication.
Ask your doctor if you should try artistry. Artistry may not be for everyone. Artistry causes feelings of absolute anxiety. Side effects include imposter syndrome, the condition known as hot dog fingers, Batmanification, double vision,
Yeah, Adorable, that is literally how my brain works sometimes. Just like, just break it down into shapes. What the fuck's a shape?
and then there's a fight, and there's crying, and there's a lot going on in there.
For there being nothing going on up there, there's a lot going on up there. It's like the entirety of Civil War. The Marvel one, not the US one. Okay, that I can do. Oh, the War of 1812. The one where you guys were just like, oh, hey, yeah, we're just coming in here to check your gas meter. And we're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Wait a minute. And we're like, what the hell? They burned down the White House. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. And then you disappeared into the woods, laughing and sounding of hockey pucks. And we never forgot. We never forgot. Mm-mm. That's what the never forget means. The Canadian Civil War was a bar fight outside Winnipeg. I mean, that, to me, that sounds like the most... I would say that's the most expedient way of dealing with a civil war. Just, let's have a bare fist bar brawl out in the snow in Winnipeg. Get it all out. Get it all done. And everyone's home in time for, what is it? Poutine. It's interesting because like I'll hear other countries talk about like civil wars or just important historical things, and then like I look at I look at like the U.S. and it's just like we literally have people who fight to the death on Black Friday for Furbies. Like that is the legacy we will leave. It's a little disheartening. I've heard a lot about this America. As it turns out, my lord, they are really more about the killing each other for stupid little Furbies. Ah, shame that. Well, conquering we will go. Those were the extremely polite aliens, by the way. Yeah, there's a lot that I wish would just like, if not disappear entirely and just go away, would just be contained, you know? Be like Kel'Thuzad in frickin', was it Kel'Thuzad? No, be like the wizard in Diablo 2. Just like, I'll contain Diablo. Meh. I didn't. Oops. Kel'Thuzad. That's a Warcraft reference. Who am I thinking of? What's the name? It's gonna bug me. It's gonna bug me. Anyway. Is that a... That is a guide layer. I hate that that's a layer. I am glad that the Black Friday rumble has not been as bad in recent years, but yeah. It's still kind of shameful that it was a thing in the first place. My granddaughter needs that Cabbage Patch doll more than you need your hip, Edith. Oh, you bitch! Oh. Yes, the warrior from Diablo 1 crammed the soul stone in his head. I'm trying to remember the wizard from Diablo 1 that that was the whole thing with Diablo 2, was that you were going and you were finding all of the main characters from the first game that eventually were corrupted by Diablo. Bloodraven, the rogue, the wizard, and the warrior, of course, was the Dark Wanderer. But I can't remember the name of the wizard, because I know the wizard was doing something. Like, he was locked. Like, I think that's what Gray Fox was talking about, the negative space. I can't, because I know he's in chapter 2, which is a really rad chapter in that game. I don't know what it was about Diablo 2 that it felt like you were actually getting somewhere in the story when you were moving chapters. I felt like the chapters moved at a pace that where it was, I don't know, attainable. I don't know, man. I'm trying to draw. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about anymore. Where is the picture of the... Is it in Game Zone? It's in Game Zone. I was trying to find the other shirt. Necro got good in Diablo Immortal. Play that on occasion. That's a good game. I hate its legacy, but I think it's a pretty decent game. You know, Black Fox, you said none, and it just reminded me, Adorable, do you know much about the 40k meta right now and where Sisters of Battle sit there? I do know about the whole, there can't be girl space marines, we have Sisters of Battle. So I don't need to worry about that garbage again. But are sisters even like a thing anymore? Because Adeptus Sororitas were like my favorite. No worries then. No worries at all. Just depend on you for all of my GW news. That's all. It's I just thought I could rely on you, but that's okay. That's fine. I'm used to disappointment. It's fine. Yeah, Sisters of Silence. I remember that being a thing. I wasn't in the game at that time, but in fact, I was out of Warhammer 40k before I learned about the sisters. And I was actually kind of bummed because I was like, "Oh my god, that's my army." Nuns, fire. You've got it. You have my sword.
do 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 Greg. Greg do do Greg. Greg do 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 Greg.
Okay, gotcha. And the summoner was the wizard from Diablo 1, right? Awesome. Okay, I'm remembering things. Yay. Look at me. Look at me remember. Guys, I can remember things. Please don't ask me what my mother's birthday was. Ha ha ha, fuckers. I already know that one. It's January 21st. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I see. Those are cuts with more ribbon in them. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, my mom's birthday, January 21st in this realm. Aw, yay. Happy birthday, Adora Mom. The unfortunate reason that everyone should remember their mom's birthday. I think that's pretty well known, but the main reason I remember my mom's birthday is because my cat died on it. I feel terrible about that. My other cat, my older cat, my little Maine Coon. God, that cat was a hard mode cat. I do not recommend that breed, by the way. I love cats. I would not recommend a Maine Coon. Took care of her as best I could. Yeah, it was kind of sad because the cat passed away on the 20th, and then I was burying her on the 21st, and I called my mom to wish her happy birthday, and she said, "So what are you up to?" And I was like, "Don't ask me that, please. not in a good place. Happy birthday, goodbye." That was 10 years ago. That was 10 years ago. Good grief. I would like to think the Horizon is living the good life somewhere in Sanctuary, but I don't think that is a possibility on Sanctuary. That planet is perpetually in peril. Looks like I missed her potion belt a bit. Let's die anywhere else. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to drop off the face of the earth there. I'm sorry. Just getting some of these touches on there, so sorry about that. Did not mean to zone out. Is that what they? Oh gosh, is that what they call a flow state? Because that maybe that's where I was. Gotcha. Yeah, probably not going to be that detailed on it, but oh, okay. I see how the potions are attached now. Okay. Yeah, I could probably redo those. Does look like a book, doesn't it? I I'm glad I could be inspiring in some way. I don't know how I'm doing it, but okay. Barring any kind of small adjustments, I think this one is pretty much drawn out. Oh my god, we're almost exactly at 3 hours. Shaboof. Nicely done. Oh. I like the self-congratulation there. Nicely done. Okay. Well, and I've got plenty of reference as to the colors, so Yeah, so I've got plenty of references for the colors, so I'll be able to throw those on at some point. Sure, that's fine. There we go. All right, cool. Well, this actually has been a lot of fun. Actually, not that I didn't think it would be, but this was a good time. I hope you guys had a good time too. I believe I'm still on schedule for a stream on Thursday, and if I have me druthers, I'll probably try to make sure it's comic work. But we'll see. We'll see what the wheel chooses. Oh, stretchy time. Stretchy time. Yep. We will once again attempt the impossible, and we'll try to ban Black Fox again. We'll see if Kurama can put up even more channel points and put himself even more in the hole, or win it all. We'll see. We'll definitely see. But thank you guys again for being here. Thank you, Black Fox. Thank you, Gray. Thank you, Kurama. Thank you, Foxfire. Good to see you as well. Good. Thanks for being here, Adorbald. I can't believe I didn't add that first. But yeah, thank you everybody for being here. This has been a fun night. I had a great time getting all this done, and yeah. So I hope you all have a wonderful evening, a wonderful couple of days, and I will see you again on Thursday, barring any kind of personal disaster. So have a great night. Have a great weekend, Gray, and I will catch you all later. Have a good night, everybody.